What is going on, everybody? My name is Pete, but you probably already knew that. But in case you didn't, you guys are watching the one and only Paid to Drive, and of course, Paid to Drive vlogs. And hope you're all doing okay out there today. If you drive for apps like Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, or any of the others, you should definitely hit that red subscribe button down below and turn on all notifications. And if you wouldn't mind, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Just lets YouTube know I'm doing a good job. All right. So, for days, I have been contemplating whether or not to address this particular situation. Now, for those of you who have known me through the years on YouTube with this channel, for those of you who are just subscribing, I don't know if you know this, but I am a resident of New York, born and raised. I've always been here. Well, I'm sure you probably already know where I'm going to be going with this. So 20 years ago, today, September 11th, 2001, I was in 9th grade. Specifically, I was in gym class. We were out on the track, and I believe we were doing the physical fitness test. And I don't know if other states do the exact same thing, but basically what it consists of, it's like a bunch of different days, before we jump into the regular curriculum. The gym teachers, the phys ed teachers would, have us do tests like how many sit-ups you can do and how many, how fast you can run around the track, doing a quarter mile, a half mile, and then eventually a mile over the course of different days. That day in particular, Tuesday, September 11, 2001, we were out at the track. Now, that enough was stressful for being an overweight person such as myself, right? So, I remember going around the track. I don't remember if it was the quarter mile, the half mile, or the full mile that day. But it was tiring, to say the very least, because I was not in shape for obvious reasons. Not until my senior year, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, so we finished up, and we're walking back inside. I remember I had global history next period, or world history for some of you. And I remember as we were leaving the track, a classmate of mine named Frank was like a little disturbed, and I couldn't tell what was going on. He was like, hey, I asked him, I said, hey, are you all right? And he goes, people over there are talking about that there was an attack or something in New York City, like a bombing. And I was like, whoa, seriously? And he's like, yeah, supposedly like an airplane hit the World Trade Center. And I was thinking to myself, wow, that can't even be possible. Why? And at that time, really not many people had cell phones. This was in 2001, so people had those Nokia phones. So I think somebody got news updates or alerts on one of those phones that had basic internet back then. And it said, a airplane hit the World Trade Center. And I was like, wow, man, this can't be. This can't be real. So in disbelief, the phys ed teacher hadn't said anything, so we went back inside, and I was in global history class, so everyone was pouring in and people were starting to talk about it, but my teacher wasn't there. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? So after a few minutes, the bell had rung and everyone was in the class, and my teacher still wasn't. Then eventually he popped in and he said, all right, everybody, I need everyone to get up, and I need everyone to head down to the cafeteria. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? He was like, don't ask any questions, just head on down there. And I was like, dude, something is up, something's wrong. So we all go to the cafeteria, right? And all of the TVs from the AV room were there, set up all around the cafeteria. And on every screen was the classic video of the smoke coming from one of the towers. And I swear to you, I've never felt that kind of fear. especially, only being 15 or whatever I was at the time, probably 14 or 15, I had never felt fear like that. And I remember sitting next to one of my friends at one of the tables and watching, and just hearing a lot of people crying, people worried about their loved ones that were working in the city, a lot of parents that worked in the city. And as we're sitting there and we're watching all the news stations, the second plane hit. And just to see that live, okay, I can't even describe to you the shocking feeling of seeing that. Now, I know a lot of my viewers are veterans of previous wars, and something like this may not be as shocking to things you saw. My uncle is a veteran, and he's told me stories of Vietnam and whatnot and the horrible things they went through. But this was on a whole nother level. I mean, this was literally an attack on our own soil. So when that second plane hit, I mean, the screaming in the cafeteria was unbelievable, man. Like, I was looking at my friend. I'm like, are we going to die? Are we under attack? What's going on? Is this a war? Is this World War III? All I'm going to say is, I wish they evacuated everybody. They didn't. We had to stay the whole rest of the day in school, which was very scary. I don't know how any of us focused, but I remember being in ninth period, the last class of the day, and they had said that all the airways, were cleared, obviously. So there weren't supposed to be any flights after that happened, for obvious reasons. And with that being said, I remember in my English class, ninth period, we were talking about what was going on because there were people still crying and it was just still shocking. And I remember two like F-15s or F-14s, I forget which fighter jets those are, came flying over the school. And, you hear like the sonic boom from that. And we thought we were getting bombed. Like, we thought like we were in the middle of a war right then and there. Technically, it was the start of the war on terror. But, I mean, I cannot describe to you the fear from that day. And it was just terrifying from then on, dealing with something like that. And a classmate of mine, his father died in one of the towers. I'm not sure which one. And his name is at a memorial not too far from where I live. I just felt that, I know this is not food delivery related, but I feel as a born and bred New Yorker, I wanted to give my story about what I experienced that day. And, we all take life for granted, man. We really do. We wake up, we go to work or whatever, go to school, and we just think about what is happening right in front of us until something greater happens. And I haven't felt that kind of fear until COVID hit, I'll be honest with you. And then it's just crazy, the things that we're dealing with. But anyway, I wanted to, like I said, in all my videos, I'm never very personable, and I don't really talk about a lot of stuff in my life because, frankly, people don't care about my life. They want to know how to make more money. They want to know what's going on with DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and all of those. But every now and then, I want to kind of share something from my personal life. And since it is the 20-year anniversary today, it's very crazy to know that it's been that long, because life goes by in a blink of an eye. I'm telling you, when adults warn me as a kid, they're like, enjoy your childhood while you got it, because once you're an adult, it just kind of gets worse, and it's crazy to think that I was 15 or 14 at the time, and now I'm 34, but yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. What are your thoughts? Where were you when that happened? And if you are from New York, I'm sure you can absolutely understand how tragic this really was. And just always, think, don't take life for granted, because it could end at any moment for something as tragic as the bombings at the World Trade Center. And what's crazy is, a few years prior, my family and I had gone to the World Trade Center for a tour, and we took a picture up at the top, and it's very eerie. I got to find that picture, and it says, "From the top of the World Trade Center," and it's a picture of my whole family. I got to tell you, man, it's very surreal, okay? But yeah, don't take life for granted, guys. Seriously, it could end at any moment. And that day really proved to me, that was a wake-up call just as a kid, that is a very true statement. So, I've rambled on long enough. I apologize to those that don't like these types of videos, but I felt today it was appropriate. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, all of that. And if you don't mind, in the chat or the comments down below, if you feel comfortable, tell me your experience. Tell me your story of 9/11, where you were, what you were doing. I'd like to get to know some of you a little bit more personable. So that's it for me, guys. No outro other than thank you to all of our patrons and all of that. But be well, be excellent to each other, and love one another. Seriously, there's too much hate in this world. I know this gets a little sappy, but yeah, that's really all I got. So thanks for watching, everybody, and hearing me out. And of course, be well, drive safe, and we'll see you on the next one.